thought I'd do a quick documentation on the progress of my 720. Since my last post to my YouTube, I made several improvements to this truck, and it's really coming along. I'm super happy with it. For starters, once I got the head gasket swapped, first thing I did once I got it shaped up was have a Line-X bed liner sprayed in, and man, that really improved the overall look. So I'm super stoked about that. Inside is where I've made the most improvements at. A lot of interior components that I've scrounged up on eBay. This in particular. And then, of course, I've already covered the shift boot. Ordered that from Europe someplace. Looks pretty cool. And then the long tail proper console, sprayed it with SEM Camel. That looks really freaking good. So, and then I mounted the gauge visor on it. Of course, there's a little bit of a contrast from the color, but I actually think that makes it look pretty cool. Whatever. And then also I replaced that lower shelf thing. Camera will focus. Sprayed it with Camel, and it made a pretty good improvement. I hit a lot of shit under there. That heater, that blower down there, it was exposed, so that looks a lot better. Really, the only thing I'm wanting is a new shift boot here. Replace that. As you can see, that's no good. But and then eventually, I want to have the cat skin leather reupholstered on my seats. That would be a big improvement. I got a real big idea on that deal. Probably be a little bit of saving up for that particular move. So there's that big improvement there. Oh yeah, and also I'll go around the other side. Another improvement I made. Yep, right there. That clamshell steering column cover, I ordered that. It was originally blue, but after enough coats of, again, SEM Camel, as you can see, looks damn good. And it doesn't have that stolen truck feel either. So that's done. The console looks spectacular. And then, of course, that shelf there, shaping up big time. That. Also, I swapped out the tires. I don't remember what off-brand was on it. They were pretty decent tires, but they were too big. They rubbed a lot, and I put these BFGs on it. They're not KO2s like I got on my kid's Toyota, but they ride really nice, and I think they look good too. And another thing, that really improved the overall aesthetic. I mean, you wouldn't think just a little piece like that would make a big difference, but my OCD ass, man, it really did. Look at that son of a bitch shining. Golly, man, it looks good. And, oh yeah, another thing I'm really proud of, the tailgate. I had those graphics cut and ordered from Australia, actually, some place down there. It replicates all these old Japanese trucks. The Toyotas, the crazy graphics on the side. Obviously, all these Japanese trucks of the 80s had these weird, well, I call them weird. I think they're pretty badass, but the flamboyant side graphics, which mine are in pretty good shape. I waxed the shit out of it. but I had that redone, the 4-wheel drive, and then of course the Datsun over there, all that's period proper. So that's pretty awesome. So where am I going from here? Next, I'm going to, I ordered a light bar. I'm gonna mount, I think, 4 6-inch floodlights on the front. The headlights, man, they don't do the job. And not only that, I think they have a real cool pre-runner look to it. I'm gonna Bondo that and respray it instead of ordering. I've heard a lot of people say the valances that you get aftermarket just ain't worth a shit. So I'm gonna straighten this one out and get that one up to snuff. So that's it. And another major thing I'm gonna do to it, I'm gonna order the 2.5-inch lift. I think it might be a 3-inch lift, but anyway, I'm gonna order that to give me some more clearance, fender wells or fender flares, because these tires pick up a lot of gravel, and you can hear it when you're going down the road after you come out of a gravel parking lot, and they're just eating up my rocker panels. So I'm getting some fender flares, the proper ones that come stock on this truck. And when I do a lift, I'm gonna also get in there and order a polyurethane bushing kit and redo all the bushings and get that all squared away. And shocks as well. Not that it rides bad right now, but I just want a fresh set of shocks. I want to redo the whole fucker. Man, sometimes I just come out here and look at it. That's how much I love this fucking truck, dude. It's just dope. It shits on. I don't give a fuck, man. The Toyotas are cool. You know, everybody's clamoring for oh man, I got a Hilux. But man, I don't know, dude. I don't know what you could possibly. It's sweet, dude. It's incredibly fun to drive. Also, I completely had a new exhaust system put on it, a new muffler. I think it was a MagnaFlow. I had that done at a muffler shop, and they cut me a new tailpipe. Just gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna put any kind of fancy tip on it. I think it looks good just like it is. So I'm leaving that. Yeah, man, fucking killer. And under the hood, check that out too. Might as well, right? That. Also, I'm going to redo this bumper. I forgot about that. I'm going to redo this bumper, and like the bed liner, I'm going to have that sprayed with Line X, and I think that'll look fucking pimp. And remount that bastard instead of just going and getting a completely new tube bumper. There's really nothing wrong with this one. Probably just take an angle grinder, shape it up, do a little bit of welding to those. Whatever those are right there, that's some kind of I guess that's metal. Whatever. I'm gonna redo the bumper, refurbish it, whatever. Also, I got some SEM trim black, and I redid the grill. That was a big improvement. Under the hood. Give me a second here. Under the hood. I think I've already covered this earlier, but a fella out in Arizona, he does the valve covers. Of course, the Weber swap, that's been covered already. The exhaust manifold, originally I was going to get some plugs, some pipe thread, or the right proper plugs for the exhaust manifold, but I ain't really tripping on that, man. It's no big deal. I would like to get an expansion tank, like a stainless expansion tank, to swap that nasty thing out with. That'll improve look under the hood, and then probably a new one for the water. Oh, yeah, and I needed to get I fucked that up when I took the hood out to pull the engine. The washer nipple right there, I broke that shit off. So I'll have to source that, but that's no big deal. I'm not even worried about that, but just a minor detail. So, real quick, one more overview. Right. Fucking cool. Look at that bastard, man. For a 38-year-old paint job, you just wax a little bit, man. It really brings it to life. Inside. I went with the Datsun colors for that shift boot. When I got it, I got roasted pretty hard. A lot of guys say it looks like a fucking circus tent top. To me, it looks like a Montreal Expos baseball cap, but it's grown on me. And I found a nice Datsun shift knob that's made out of some kind of exotic wood. Some guy spins them on a lathe, and I think that'll be a nice detail there. So cap that off with. So, and then of course, I don't know, man. I'm thinking about figuring out some kind of other radio. I mean, it's badass to have the stock radio in it, but man, it's super weak. And when you're like me, you're kind of an audiophile. And I like to listen to shit. I'm kind of a metalhead. Looks brand new almost. Still got Moses up there. I thought about redoing the dash, but man, I don't know if I got the heart to pop him off of there. I'm not Jewish or anything, but still pretty cool. Again with the bed liner. Man, the bed liner looks spectacular. Really fucking makes it look better. Rust mitigation. Again, the shining. Sick truck. I'm not driving it when it's nasty outside. Fucking forget about it. I'm not doing anything that's going to compromise it. I love it too much, man. I do intend to daily it during the summertime. I'll drive the shit out of it, but I'm not driving it when it's wet outside. I'm just too scared of the rust, man. No fucking way. I'm not even sure what it would appraise for, honestly. I don't give a fuck, but 10 grand at least. There's no way in hell I'd ever accept under 10. No fucking way. But it's not for sale anyway, so it doesn't even matter. That's her, man.